This is the Brewer and the Baker, a baseball card podcast,
Come on, get up!
where two collectors share their journey through the hobby.
Yo!
Here are your hosts, Mitch and Dan.
Times, static addict vibe is what we provide for your mind, so you can step aside and wine and dine upon the lyrical vine. Instead, we rockin' over calibrated fusion divine. Everyone,
You got, well, now we can't be tagged for copyright infringement.
Yeah, which hasn't happened for this song yet.
Yeah.
My plan has worked.
Yes.
A regionally popular song 20 plus years ago is not going to get flagged by Spotify. Yay!
Yay. Well, welcome, folks. This is the Brewer and the Baker. I'm the Brewer.
I'm the Baker.
And so my name's Mitch.
I'm Dan.
Yeah, we're
two idiots with microphones.
yeah. I mean, that's to sum up our show. Yes, we are. We're two idiots with some disposable income, and
Uh,
well, that's kind of the part of the show today. So first, well, I was going to get right into the topic, but
we can preview the topic.
yeah, we're going to be talking about selling.
Right. A gentleman reached out to us, I don't know, it feels like 6 weeks or so ago, maybe a little bit longer. Oh, God, I got his name. Now I got to find it again. Darn it. Hold on. Joey. I don't know if he wants me to use his last name. He does have 2,000 followers on his private account on Instagram. I'm just going to go with Joey just because I don't know. He's like, hey, I love your show. And I wish it was more than every other week, which I get, but sorry, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, with both of our schedules, we just can't. I mean, I personally can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he said, one thing that you can talk about, because I was like complaining, hey, he said, hey, why don't you do it every other week? And I'm like, well, honestly, multiple reasons, but one of them is, sometimes we just have troubles coming up with with things to talk about, which is kind of sad. All those other shows do them weekly, some of them daily, and we can't come up with an episode idea instantly every 14 days.
Yeah.
He's like, well, here's an idea. How do you sell? I just got started into this, and I don't know what are some good platforms to sell? And I said, that's a good one. I'm going to put that on the back burner. And I think today's the day, because just kind of goes along very well with our conversation with Jason last episode.
not everything has to string together, but yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
now we have 3 episodes that kind of strung together. This is very nice. By
That's
the way,
called narrative.
yeah, by the way, we now have 2 Jasons in our
lore.
Yeah, so we I think we have to now Ginter Jason and Heritage Jason.
Yeah.
I think that's how we have to refer
I
to him
mean,
now.
he goes by Jason at Heritage, so I mean,
right. So, Heritage Jason on our previous show, which hopefully we'll have again later. But,
yeah, we definitely have some things that we want to cover more in depth. We talked for 45 minutes after we got done recording.
I don't know if it was quite 45, but yeah, we did have a bit of a conversation afterwards.
Yeah, and there was definitely some insights in there. I wish we recorded, but I'm glad we didn't, because it also felt
Yeah.
a little insider baseball going on.
Yeah.
For
That's going to be the show. Before we get to that, however, do you have any personal stuff? Oh, whoa. Let's do socials.
oh yes,
Yeah.
socials.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, Brewer Baker Podcast. And if you would like to email us for whatever reason, brewerbakerpodcast@gmail.com. All right. Got that out of the way.
All right.
Any updates?
Updates. Nothing for I guess 2 things. Picked up a Joey B, a Joe Burrow, rated rookie optic, PSA 9. My goal with this is to trade it for a PSA 10 and then eventually trade it for a PSA 9. Well, with some cash, obviously, depending on the market, but then trade it for some for a PSA 9 of the silver version of this, and then eventually work my way into a silver 10.
Okay. And that is currently a?
It is currently a PSA 9.
Okay.
I mean, it looks really nice. The only thing that I can see is maybe top bottom top bottom centering.
Yeah, that is out of Optic.
Out of Optic.
Yeah.
Yep, 2020 Optic.
It looks like you need a little bit of the Goo Gone or something like that on the top.
Yeah,
of it.
it was the bubble mailer was stuck to it somehow.
How
I don't know.
nice of them to do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's
A little bit of schmutz on the flip.
yeah, it's not that big of a deal. The other thing I have is when if you have been following our social media accounts, I think it was just Instagram. I don't think I was cross-posting. Went to a Twins game. Wife and I were up in Minneapolis for the weekend to catch a concert and caught a game on Friday night. And
I'm jealous. Target Field looks awesome, especially this time of year.
it's a very, very nice field. We walked up day of 7 o'clock game. Walked up about 3. We were able to get tickets right 2 rows up, right on an aisle, $49.50 a piece. So
Nice.
really,
Yeah, you had some good seats, dude.
really great. Got to see a lot of the game.
Right
Had
on the
good
field.
good angle of everything. Got to watch Joey Bell make a stupid throw home when he didn't need to. I mean, I'm not inherently a Twins fan, or they're playing Toronto. It was just there to watch baseball. It's a fun environment, really lovely environment. But stopped at their Authentics shop.
Yeah, what'd you pick up?
I picked up a fat pack that's going in the ton. Have not ripped that yet.
There it is. I'm seeing it. I'm looking at it right now.
And then
26 Series 1.
26 Series 1 fat pack. And then I picked up an authentic game used ball that has a 20% chance of an auto of current or former player. So I'm going to actually rip into that because I have not looked at it yet.
All right, who are you hoping for? Morneau would be a good one.
Oh, gosh. I honestly don't know who I'm hoping for.
Okay.
I'm just hoping for an
They're
auto.
they're gonna be a twin.
Yes.
So you should pull up right now
Just
the
the
MLB authentication sticker thing. Pull that up on your laptop. Let's see other choices that would be good. I mean, Byron Buxton wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He's a Hall of Famer when he's not injured.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate that he is always injured. I mean, Puckett, but he's dead, so I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm kind of.
I mean,
there's
quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, we walked on the west side of the stadium. They actually have kind of a mural that are cards. So it's on one of the fences, and it's cards from starting in I think the earliest one was in the 60s. Maybe it was late, but
after they moved from D.C. to Minnesota.
yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, it was all the way up to, I think the most recent card was 21, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember it.
They just run out of room, or what?
I mean, it was at the end. They had 2 or 3 more, but like they were, it was through the ages, sort of. Skip a few years here and there. But yeah, it was kind of neat. We were walking down. I'm like, oh, and there's 85. Well, there's 83. There's 85. There, just kind of walking down, looking at the designs of the Topps cards. They were strictly Topps cards.
I am really embarrassed that I can't come up with any other good names for the Twins right now. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
See what you got.
All right, let's see here.
Oh yeah, that ASMR. So good. I see
Oh, it
scribbles.
is an auto. All right.
I see a scribble.
Now let's find that. There is an 8. There's definitely an 8.
Yep, the number 8 is on the scribble.
And
all right, let me pad. I'm really excited. I do have a couple signed baseballs. I have a Miguel Cabrera and a Nolan Ryan at the house that I'm very happy to own. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. Oh, Enos Slaughter, I think, as well. I think. And actually, I think I got that one through Dave & Buster's. Back in the day when we were in college, Dave & Buster's did a special where they did, hey, for an hour, if you give us, you can have unlimited plays, and it included the ticket winning games as well for like $20 or $25. You get an hour and you can play as much as you want. So while in college, buddies and I would go down there like every Wednesday, and we would play those games. And I think I got my Enos Slaughter autograph ball through. It was one of those blind bag ones. I forget the company that puts those out. TriStar, I think it's TriStar.
Yeah.
It was a Hall of Famer, so I can't complain.
That's how I got my 360 back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Good old coin pushers.
That's how I got my iPod Shuffle. It was great.
All right, it is.
I think I paid for a couple Christmas presents with that too.
Yeah, be able to. Yeah, I mean the coin pusher was. We'd sit there, could swipe it once a minute. You'd get as many coins, and then you'd sit there and play and play and play and play. And they were one of the bigger ticket given games. So, all right, so we have Christian Vasquez.
I think he's our catcher. I think he's our catcher.
I fail to.
Is it game used? Does it give you the game used, or is it just an autograph ball?
It's just an autograph ball that was signed on March 25th, 23. So it's been sitting around, sitting around for a little while. Let's look here. He is now in Houston.
Oh. So yeah, maybe Morneau ball is a possibility.
Yeah, I mean it's entirely possible. Yeah, decent season right now. I mean 316.
Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer is another. Yeah. Oh my God! There are Twins fans that are absolutely screaming at me right now.
So I mean, I'm more than happy. I mean the fact that got an autograph authenticated. Yeah, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean it's also happened to buy there did happen to be a Topps Now card from that game, so I got that on the way as well.
Nice.
So I'll be in Seattle in a week or week and a half or so. So I will be trying to catch a Mariners game up there.
A thing happened during that game that was Topps Now worthy.
Yep.
Nice.
2 home runs. So
okay.
The first player, I can't remember his name. It was for the Blue Jays. Can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but his first multi-home run game of his career.
Oh, is that the Japanese guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Why I'm just blanking on names tonight.
It's okay. I know who you're talking about, and I don't know his name either, but I do know who you're talking about. He's been on fire. Not quite Munetaka or however you pronounce that for the White Sox on fire, but has been on fire.
Yeah. It was cool to see. He hit his first one right as I ran up to use the restroom. Hit his second one while I was up getting beers.
But so damn it, you were there.
I was there. Didn't see a single one of them. So,
It's just how it works.
Yeah, I was sitting there waiting for 3. He hit it to the warning track 2 more times. So
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't see the Mike Moustakas play at the 2014 Game 3 of the ALCS because I was too high up. And it happened It happened basically right in front of me, but I was so high up the crowd was blocking my view because it happened right at the barrier of the field and the stands. So I couldn't see it. But damn it, I was there.
But you were there. Yes. So now I'm going to have to get a little thing printed. But
yeah.
Anyways, that's my update.
So I've been on a bit of a buying spree. If you follow the Pack to the Future show, you would know that. I've been all over their affiliate link buying stuff on the eBays. The biggest cards that I got were Ginter cards. I got not 1 but 2 Ginter mini medals for Hosmer. I got a Cole Reagan's mini cloth out of 10. A whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but a small handful of Brooklyn backs.
And the Brooklyn backs are roughly, they're not numbered, but they're...
No, Brooklyn backs are numbered.
the
They're out of
Brook-
25.
Okay, they're out of 25.
Mm-hmm.
It's the no numbers that aren't numbered, but
And they're out of 50.
Out of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I done a lot of buying there. I got a whole bunch of blue refractors in. Got a Bobby in today. That was nice.
Is that the Bobby rookie that you were telling me about, or
no? Pre-show, I was telling Mitch about a Bobby rookie that I'm going to talk about here in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I Michael Garcia blue refractor, Zach Greinke blue refractor, just a whole bunch of other stuff. I've been on a bit of a buying spree because retail therapy, because something happened to my car. Anyway, while I was looking for refractors and things, I came across, it's like, hey, since you're buying like Bobby stuff, maybe we think you'll be interested in these. And even though they're not blue refractors, they are Bobby rookies and they're cool. So I bought one. I got, out of 2022 Fire, the gold minted Bobby Witt Jr. To the Moon die cut.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So To the Moon was a product out of Fire, apparently, before it was moved over to Big League, which is what I'm doing my my little project on. Oh, speaking of Big League, I have purchased 5 Otanis, that those Big League To the Moons. I purchased 5 of them, all less than $20. I'm still waiting for all of them to come in. I am just going to shotgun. Throw them all against the wall, see what sticks. If I get a 10 out of it, great. I'm going to sell the rest.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to spend $150 on one. I would rather spend $200 on 5.
Right. Yeah, I get you. And then try and recoup some of it.
Right.
There's plenty of Otani collectors out there that, yeah.
Yes. So, and I got a Schwarber PSA 10.
Oh.
I found that while I was shopping. Anyway,
Nice.
So I was doing a little bit of research on this Bobby Witt Jr. To the Moon, and Trading Card Database also has print run estimations and things like that.
Oh, cool.
And they figured that the gold minted inserts have a print run of like 3,000 and change.
Okay.
The base has 2,000 and change.
But what?
So the parallel has a higher print run than the base.
Would that make the parallel the base?
One would think that, but I'm not going to count it that way because it's
different.
It's different. It's right. It's because it was how it was distributed. The base, the one that's regular normal, is all only in like and I'm using air quotes here because it was all retail. Fire is a retail product, at least at that time. It was only in hobby boxes because they had full like 20, 24 pack, like,
okay.
They look like a hobby box. They feel like a hobby box, but they're only retail. So They couldn't call it a hobby box because it wasn't at a hobby store. So, but it has a different name. But it's essentially a hobby box.
More like what a display box kind of is.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
So I mean, it has guaranteed 2 autographs, on down the line. So that's how those were distributed. They were only in those. The gold minted were only in blaster packs. And, of course, they made way more blaster packs than they did of the hobby boxes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why there are about 1,000 more of the gold minted than there are of the base. So because of that, I thought I'd better get a base. So that's on the way, too.
Nice. Was that one as hard to find? Or
No, it was. No, it was not. The good news is it's a Bobby rookie, right? So those Bobby's not hard to find.
Yeah.
Bobby's not hard to find. So yeah, each of these were under $20. In fact, the base I got for 15, and I think I got this before I knew the print run stuff. Yeah. I think I got this for like 18 or 19 or something like that. So like less than $20 for Bobby rookie. That has, by the way, a print run of between 2,000 and 3,000 cards, which is not. I mean, it's not terrible. This is good. Plus, it's cool, it's foil, it's die cut, and this one's gold. All the nice things that I like.
Yeah, shiny, die cut,
Gold.
shorter printed.
Yeah, that's what I did. So you can get really cool Bobby rookies for $15-$20
Very nice.
that aren't just base cards.
Yeah. And then even some of the base card. Well, but those are considered short print. Anyways, I've been on a looking for things kind of.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Two cards you can look for that have a shorter print and are affordable still.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the heads up on that. I do have the base fire rookie.
Okay.
But I don't think I had. Well, it's one set that wasn't around when I started that I have found that I like, but I haven't done enough looking into it, enough reading, enough research. But
yeah, and I didn't even look to see how much a box is going for if you wanted to get a quote-unquote hobby box or something like that. I'm sure it's somewhere in the $250 to $300 range because it has Bobby, it has J-Rod, it has Wander.
It's got some shredder bait.
Yeah, it does.
Alrighty then. Selling.
Yeah.
Dan, we've both been buying quite a bit. I've slowed down my buying, and I've mainly tried to sell recently here at card shows because, to be quite honest, I'm not that I'm fed up with eBay, but I just sold a Blaze Alexander. Just sold a Blaze Alexander Stadium Club green chrome rookie. It was like $250, and I made less than 80 cents total, not including my packing materials. Wow. Yeah. So I'm just at this point of I'm letting what I have up there just kind of ride, but I haven't been putting anything else up there because it feels like as soon as I put something up there, there's 10 more of them that come out. Like I ripped some of the Topps Chrome football when it came out. Hit some decent cards in there, some numbered, hit a auto. So I'm pretty happy. It was just all out of blasters and one hanger. But as soon as I put it up there, feels like there's another one up there. And, like, maybe I'm a sucker and I don't like just taking the chance on putting it up for a 99-cent auction and letting it ride. I'd rather put it up and then, putting it 20% under the last comp,
Sure.
But then the next one's up, and then it's just this race it feels like a race to the bottom, and then it's like, well, I might as well just hold on to it at this point. Do you have, I've tried using some other things, but like, what are avenues that you use or are using, have used, seen?
Sure. This is actually a really timely subject because as we teased before, I have big expenses coming. Luckily, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. I only need to come up with $3,000 to $4,000
versus the
65 that we were thinking it was going to be. I need to replace an engine. And I would get rid of the car, but I still have 3 years on it, and I can't just pay it off. So this is really the only option that I have. So I need to raise funds for that. I have the cards to do it. It's a matter of, do I want to get rid of these cards? Because these are the type of cards that the cards that I'm thinking of selling for this are the type of cards that could be stuff that grandkids would yell at me for selling at this point.
Yeah, they're diamond hands to the moon sort of things.
Yeah. Otani BGS 10s and Roger Federer autographs, and I don't have a lot of these things. I don't have a lot of quote-unquote grails that someone might consider a grail.
Yeah.
I have one or two.
Unless you're a 12-year-old at a card show with a Zion case running around, that's just pocket change.
Unnumbered. That's true. A numbered Judge rookie auto. That's a BGS 9.5. just, I mean, these really, really nice cards that I really don't want to get rid of because they're going to be Hall of Famers. I'll never see them again. I would never purchase them unless I was in a better financial situation, which I don't see happening because I'm a damn baker.
And let's say it, a degen.
Yes.
But I am as well.
Yes.
So.
This is very timely, is what I'm trying to get at here. As for what I've used in the past, I have sold on eBay. I don't do it like a lot of folks do, like you do, or like Ricky from Back to the Future does, where they just put stuff on. They put all of the cards they want to have for sale up on eBay and just sees what happens.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't have any desire to curate something like that. It requires a lot more
storage
and maintenance and organization than I have the mental capacity for. I'm a very messy person. So I just can't. I can't do it that way. But when I do, it's usually because I'm trying to do something specific. Trying to capitalize on someone who's hot, trying to raise funds for another card or something like that. So the stuff that I sell generally on eBay is not the $5 card. It's going to be the $100 to $200 card. That's generally what I'm going to be doing.
I mean, even the bonds I sold, I mean, it went $850. I think I saw $720 out of that after fees, insurance.
Sure.
Everything like that. I mean,
yes. And that's because of your level of sale, of your sales port, right? You don't have enough volume to try to get better rates than some of like the big consigners do. Right. So, speaking of that, if you still want to use eBay, but you want to get as much as you can out of it, there are a multitude of consigners on eBay that you can send your stuff to, and you can get better percentages through those consigners than you can just by selling them yourself. Even though they're going to get their cut too, their cut of their discount for their volume sales, because they've moved so much for them, is so good that you end up getting more than what you would if you sold it yourself on eBay. I did that once with a Ken Griffey Jr. PSA 10 out of metal from '98. I think it was $150. I think is what it sold for. I got 120 or something like that out of it. So it was a really good percentage. It was really good.
Better than the 13.5, and then your packing materials and everything else on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was through MC Sports Cards or something like that. That's who I've used in the past. It was a very good experience. Took a little while. Took I think it was like 2 weeks after, two or so weeks after the sale happened for me to actually get my funds. So it wasn't quick. Part of that maybe be because maybe the buyer did that whole 1 week wait to actually make the payment or something like that.
Yeah.
But it did take a little longer than it normally would have to get it, but I wasn't in a hurry, so it's not that big of a deal to me. That's one option. Still using eBay, but through consignment.
Through consignment, yeah.
Speaking of consignment, something that I'm considering doing for paying for my engine is just using the box of cards that I've accumulated over the last 6 or 7 years. That full of good cards, but cards I don't care about. Alec Thomas first Bowman autographs. Bunch of Corbin Carroll autographs and short prints, and that's just 2 examples. There's a bunch of names in there that I
like. I've got Corbin Carroll heavy lumber. That would be
yeah. So these are a whole bunch of cards. Those cards are going to be a little bit more expensive than like $5, but there's a whole bunch of like $5 cards and up in that box.
Yeah.
Another consign, and I know the reputation that they have for how they ship and things of that nature, and how they take care of cards when it's in their hands. But damn it, they are really good at putting cards up and getting you the money as soon as they get it in their hands. DC Sports 87 does a decent job of that for you as a seller. Maybe not so much as a buyer, but they are so prevalent on eBay. They move hundreds of thousands of cards every week. So, and that's kind of the $5 and up card is kind of that's what they're known for. And so I will get a better cut of that than if I was to sell those cards. And they're going to happen more quickly because it's just DC Sports 87. That's how it works. So that's another option where it's on eBay, where it has the biggest, the crowd of people, and you don't have to worry about packaging it singly. All you need to do is put them all in a shoebox and send them off to DC Sports 87. Let them handle it.
All right.
So those are two options. If you still want to use eBay but don't want to do eBay by yourself.
Right. I like posting stuff on eBay. I like making my listings. I like doing things like that. But the maintenance of it, I'm not in eBay every day, checking prices, watching trends, seeing if it's too high, too low, whatever it might be. Obviously, if it's too low, we're generally not going to see any worries about that. It's going to sell faster. But
right, it'll move.
Outside of that, I've mainly sold at card shows, private sale that way. I did mess around with collects for a little bit. I like that, except I haven't used it in probably 10 months now. I was having issues where I wasn't getting push notifications that might be on my end where, I had them silenced or something, but I would sell something and then I would get a notification from the person like, hey, is this ever going to ship? And it's like, I wasn't notified by the app that it sold. I got your private message that it sold.
At least you got that. So,
sorry, here, let me, take care of the shipping discount. Here's a discount for you. But I have had decent success with that. I did find a lot actually in soccer.
Going back, I've never used collects. How does it work? What's it do? How's that work?
Yeah, so there's really kind of, I don't want to say two ways of doing it. I mean, it's like what I was talking about with eBay. There's not really an auction. It's scan the card, set a price for it. But you can bulk scan pretty easily. So you might see a lot of folks with, if they're really into it, with the scanners, being able to put them through penny sleeve. Some of the scanners are getting good enough to be able to put through top loaders. Anyways, I just sat there with a phone, stack of cards, take a picture front, take a picture back, move it over. Then it uploads it. Then you go in and you set your prices. It's decent with telling you where the market is lately on it, whether you're high or low. But with its AI tool to determine what the card is, it can miss definitely color. Color is one of the hard ones where aquas sometimes come up as just silver prism or silver
right. So
foil.
You have to pay attention to what it says. You can't just expect it to pick it out.
Right. I mean, for the most part,
AI is decent, but it's not perfect.
Right. For the most part, it did pretty well. Where I found some issues were with Absolute with football. There's some little color variations in there, especially with 24. There's definitely some color variations in there that it didn't catch. And it's no, that's definitely different than the standard. It's not anything extra special, but it is technically a parallel.
And it is dependent upon the photo that you take, I suppose, right?
Yeah, so trying to sit in a very neutral light without a lot of extra glare. But then at the same time, you don't want to be sitting there in a light box and moving things in and out of a light box. It's just going to take more time.
Yeah, card scanners might be a good thing for collects.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're bulk posting, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're... Now, you can have up to 500 listings before you have to pay for the premium. and it's $10 a month for the premium. But with it, or at least while I was looking at doing the premium, they give you a $10 credit to use on the platform every month. So basically you're paying it forward, but if you don't use it, and if I'm not mistaken, it's you get the 10, but you've got to use it in that month. You can't just like build up to, 100,
Sure.
$120 in a year. You've got to use it to keep it flowing, keep transactions happening.
Right.
Like I said, not a negative experience with it for me. I don't like to organize. I don't like to maintain that organization. Yeah, it absolutely. So going through those, they're all listed on there. It was fairly easy to do, and front, back. But if you don't want to sit there and keep an organizational pattern for yourself, I've seen people where they will scan a stack that day and everything goes into a team bag labeled with that date. So, and it gets a code basically, but that's finding out your own.
Right. Figuring out your own system.
Yeah. And then as far as getting paid out from it, you can, for the most part, it stays in the store. You can use it towards other things. And then if you want to pay it out, you request a payout.
Okay.
So it's more like ComC at that,
Right. Speaking of ComC, that is something that I've been using since 2018. Yeah, it was 2018 because I moved at the beginning of 2019. So yeah, I moved at the beginning of 2019 to Denver, and I had thousands of cards that I didn't want to take with me.
That's fair. I mean, that's yeah.
Right. So for like 3 months, almost on a weekly basis, I would put together 500 cards, 300 to 500 cards. It was bi-weekly. It was every other week. And I would ship off like 300 to 500 cards and just let ComC deal with them. So what's nice about ComC is I don't have to worry about organization. They do all that. I literally send them all of the cards. They take the pictures. They upload it. They include the information. Now, sometimes you got to correct the information that they put on there. They're usually pretty good, but they're not perfect. So you do have to make corrections to stuff that they put on every once in a while. That's how I get some of my cheap cards. Because
white border versus
white border or other parallels. So send it to a warehouse in Washington and just let them deal with it. In 2018, it was 35 cents a card that they would charge to upload and put up. Or 30 cents. It was 30 cents a card to upload at the time. Not long after I started, it went up to 35. Now it's up to
I thought I saw 65,
I believe.
I thought I saw 65.
Sounds about right to me. So, over the last 8 years, it's more than doubled. And it was even cheaper before I got on there. And there are some longtime users of that website that remember like 10 cents a card or something like that. Here's kind of how that works. They have different tiers that you send cards in. If the cards are worth $50 or more, you might want to send it in kind of the higher tier. They take better care of it. There's some other perks to that, but if your cards are $50 or less, you just kind of throw them all in a shoebox, sleeve them, and throw them and let them.
So just
upload
penny sleeve,
yeah,
no top loader, nothing.
Right. In fact, if you use a top loader, they charge you to get rid of the top loader. So
not only are you losing the top loader, you're also getting charged
another 20 cents or something like that. What's nice about ComC is that they do not charge to store the card if the card is priced at 75 cents or less.
Okay.
All right. They also do not charge to store the card for the first 3 months that they have the card in their possession.
So if it's 75 cents or less and it's 65, so basically a dime card sort of thing.
Basically.
Okay.
You don't want to send a dime card.
Yeah.
Because people will be overpaying for a dime card. But yes, you would be getting about a dime. For them to hold on to the card, for cards between 76 cents and $50, it is 1 cent per month per card.
So if you have 500, you're paying $5
Right.
a month for storage and maintenance.
Right. So that's how that works. That comes off at the beginning of the month every month. I have not added anything to my account, any money to my account, for at least 3 years at this point. Because it just every time you make a sale, it goes into your account and it kind of stays there. I used to request stuff to come back to me. Now I'm using that money for the To the Moon PSA 10 project.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I can kind of get into. But that's more buying and grading than than selling services. So they take 10% of each sale. Think of it as like a credit card, I guess. And then if you want to transfer that money back to you, they take another 10%. So kind of keep that in mind. But,
okay. So
it comes via PayPal. It comes via PayPal.
Right. So it's really kind of trying to drive more sales, keep the money in house for them. They don't have to pay transaction fees, blah blah blah.
Right.
And you're getting the cards that you want and getting rid of the cards that you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can just use it as a flipping thing, which is, one of the major selling points of the website. Now, problems with ComC right now, they're experiencing way more expansion than they have kept up with people. So a lot of their services are suffering for it. Their grading services are suffering for it. Like they've pulled off people from their grading arm to go help with the warehouse.
Just for intake.
And
or fulfillment.
Fulfillment, yes. So that's been a real issue. I've seen a lot of people complaining about them not getting response via, for questions and customer service. And so they're experiencing a lot of growth problems. And I don't think people understand just how popular that site has become. They are, as much as DC Sports 87 is like the repository for cheap cards, ComC has become the repository for even cheaper cards, and there are exponentially more of those than that. Things to keep in mind when you send stuff there. I mean, at this point, when it's at 65 cents per card, you probably don't want to send anything that's worth less than $1. At this point, when I first started doing it, a lot of the cards that I sent out there I tried to at least not send base cards unless they were big name players, right? At the time, Acuna, Soto, Ohtani, things like that. I always parallels and short print inserts and things like that. Even those have become, I don't know, who wants a rainbow foil of Drew Romo, right? At this point, if you're going to send a Drew Romo card, it's got to be numbered out of 50 at least or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to send those cards anymore. So I've become even more selective about what I put into my send-off cards box.
Yeah, so like those retail blues or the hanger yellows or,
right, unless
Fanatics Aquas.
Yeah, unless they're big names, it's just not worth sending all of those, which is unfortunate because I know there are folks out there that want to complete those sets.
Right.
Like that's a thing, but just not enough of them out there to justify doing that.
Right.
So that's kind of the major issue that I'm starting to face is I can't send 3 to 500 cards at a time. I just can't. The market isn't there for that.
Isn't there a minimum submission as well?
There is. There's a minimum submission. It used to be just like $10, right? Send enough cards to do $10. That is still the case for one of the levels. If you, it's like select, I think is what it's called. It's $10. So they know that the newer a product is, the easier it's going to sell it. So one of their specials that they have is, hey, if you have cards from a product that released from the previous 3 months, We can, instead of charging $1 to upload it, we'll only charge you, it's $1.30 or whatever it is now. We'll only charge you the lowest amount, so 65 cents, right? If you use this service. If you use this service and they're older than 3 months, then we're going to charge you the full amount. So basically, it's half price to upload it, kind of the cheap level, because they know they know that they're gonna move those cards. So that's still at $10. But if you want to send anything at the real cheap level, it now has to be $65 worth of cards. So you have to send at least 100 of those.
Okay.
You have to accumulate at least 100 of those cards to send off.
So they're just trying to make sure that there's not a bunch of chaff that's coming in.
Right. So I have the last time I sent one at that level, I think I have 310 of those. I just accumulated enough to, and I was going through my cards to get rid of stuff from 2020. Like I went through my 2020 rookie boxes and I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff. So that's where most of that came from.
Sort of switching gears a little bit. I guess unless you have anything else with ComC.
One other thing that's really nice about ComC is that you can, as a buyer, just to mention, as a buyer from ComC, you can store cards there. And then when you've accumulated enough, you can put it all in one box and ship them all together all at the same time. So you're not paying for shipping for 65 cards. You're paying for shipping 65 single cards. You're paying for 65 cards, whatever.
In a package.
In a single package. So even though it's kind of freaking expensive, it cost me like $20-$25 to send the 60 some odd cards that I have coming to me. That's still pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
In comparison to buying them singly off of eBay.
Yeah.
So
All right. What I was getting ready to ask is, because you've started to get me into a couple of these groups, but like online, like Facebook groups, not necessarily marketplace specific, but like I've not done a private sale online.
Sure. Not
through a platform. Something where you Reddit or Facebook or hell, even Instagram. I've not done one of those. I'm very nervous on it. I know I shouldn't be, but like,
I get it.
How, like,
no, I get it. I've never used Marketplace because there's no vetting.
Yeah.
Zero vetting for seller or buyer. I've maybe bought or sold something on Reddit like 2 or 3 times.
At least with Reddit, they have that tracker.
Yeah, they have a tracker sub, but that's not everybody who uses on Reddit to sell on there uses the tracker sub. So it's good, but it is certainly not great.
So trusting small groups like the Royals.
Right. So getting into Facebook pages and maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there are Discord servers and Instagram. See, Instagram doesn't do groups. You kind of have to curate your own thing.
Yeah.
Maybe through like Jason's Ginter chat that I'm in or something like that. Sorry, Jason's Ginter chat. But at least at least Facebook has groups that require in some instances they require vetting from other people that are in the group. Hey, I want to join, and then people from within the group say they need like 3 people to say, yeah, he's good to go.
Gotcha.
and then you're allowed in. Or there's a questionnaire. It's not just open to the public where you have to be a member of the page in order to use the page.
Yeah,
it's easy to get into. Yeah, it's easier to get into. You just answer a couple of questions and the mod will let you in. But those are self-regulating. They're much more tight-knit community. Now I'm part of like, I don't know, baseball card. There's 1,000 baseball card sell, trade, show off pages out there, and I don't even know the name of the one that I'm a part of that I use because they're all generic sounding. But I've had some success doing stuff like that. It's huge. There's a couple thousand people in the group. Doing sales like that is just like doing them in person. They just take longer because not everyone has their phone on them at all times.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit more level of trust on a little bit, and nothing's perfect because they have their own scammers page on Facebook that you can join too. Because again, nothing's perfect, but those are much better at self-regulating. So if those little niche groups like the Royals group that I'm a part of, I trust explicitly anybody that's in that page because it's a small group. They're going to snitch on anybody who does anybody wrong. I've never seen, maybe once or twice, where somebody had to complain about selling something. But the problem with those are, I'm not going to be able to sell a James Wood card in the in the Royals page.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with those small niche groups. I have run claim sales on that other page that I was talking to, the baseball card buy sell trade.
Yeah.
Where you take a small pile of cards, you take 25 cards, you price them, you coin them, which is a term where it just means you write your name and date on a piece of paper so that everyone knows that it's
you, that it's legitimate. Yeah,
because most people, even good Photoshops, can still be caught by some people out there. So yeah, you take a picture of every card, front and back usually. You set a price, then let other people come in. Honestly, it's easier if you want to do something like that. I always suggest look at how other people are doing the same thing. Look at other claim sales. And, for some folks, it's like, hey, they take a picture of a pile of cards, say, hey, I'm going to sell these cards. Let's get a whole bunch of people who are watching it. And there'll be a list of people that type W. Because once they're participating in the thread, once you, the seller, starts posting cards, all of a sudden they're going to start getting a whole bunch of notifications that say, hey, this guy's posting. So they'll come in and look at the cards that you're trying to sell. So that's one way I've seen it happen. There's probably 1,000 ways of doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm worried about sending stuff off. I haven't really used goods and services before. I know that, it's pretty easy from the sounds of it, but
yeah. And then most people these days kind of say, hey, if you want to send goods and services, just cover the fees. That's all they say. So, multiply what you're gonna buy the cards for by 1.04, and then there's your new
total.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You also seem to be much better than me at selling at card shows, and I think it's just because you're just a hair more outgoing and have that ability to walk up to a table and just say, hey.
Yeah, most of the selling that I do in person are to dealers. So that that requires very liquid cards because they're going to want to be able to resell it too. That requires you being willing to take a hit on the most value you're going to get.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I'm desperate. I'm trying to pay for a Barbie carte de visite. Right. That's when so at that point there's a little bit of a desperation. So I have further motivation to go up to a table and say, hey, buy my crap.
Yeah. I mean, the only one that I've had luck with locally was selling the Jordan out of the Space Jam. Sold it. I just walked up. I'm like, here's the last 9 comps. It's averaging 280. I'm just asking 200. I just want to be done with it. I just want to get it off my hands. 200. Saw it the next month at a show at his table at 275. I'm sure it went for probably 250, but still.
Hey, yeah.
So,
yeah, when you're doing that, it's good to be as knowledgeable as possible, as you saw, right?
Yeah. I mean, walking up and saying, yeah, here's, you don't have to look it up. If you don't want to trust me, fine, look it up. But here's, here it is. I still have it pulled up. Here's the average. It's been going from 250 to 320. 278 and some change is the actual average for the last 9. I tried to do 10, but there weren't 10 that were, and I was using Card Ladder for that. I'm sure I probably could have used sold listings, but Card Ladder does that. I mean, in case it would have been under a slightly different name or whatever.
There are lots of other avenues that we haven't touched on yet for selling. Like, just going back to auction houses like Heritage. Like, those are going to require a certain type of card. Not necessarily level of card, but type of card, right?
Something that's going to get eyes on it versus just...
Right. So, a super high grade but common 52 tops, right? Those are going to sell. Those are going to sell.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably are not going to be able to walk up to Jason with a BGS 9.5 Shohei Ohtani from Diamond Kings 28 rookie, even if it's a rookie, just a base Diamond King rookie BGS 9.5. I don't think he'll be much interested in that. Maybe he will. Maybe I'm putting words into his mouth, but it's unlicensed. It's a base card, and just
yeah.
It requires a certain type of card, but that is a certain option that you have, and you're going to get a pretty good chunk of money for that, for something like that. Fanatics, and their offshoot, they purchased PWCC, is another option. I honestly do not know how those work. As a seller or a buyer, I've never used them. I can only go off of what Chad from Back to the Future has mentioned. He has looked at stuff through Fanatics and PWCC before, and they've gone to if any card gets a new bid in, let's say that they claim that the auction ends at 10 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah.
Well, they have like an extra 10-minute timer.
Yeah.
If any one of the cards in our auction gets a bid over these 10 minutes, then we're going to extend it by 9:45.
Yeah.
And then it kind of trickles down, and it could take another flipping day to trickle down the timer to 0.
Yeah. I mean, that's watching some of the eBay Live. I guess that's another one that we haven't talked about, that and whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm kind of personally, I've not used it, but seen a lot of horror stories, and I'm sure that they're trying to clean it up. But I've seen horror stories about whatnot, and maybe it's just the bad ones coming.
There is that place is so there is so much money that changes hands through that app.
Yeah.
That you're just seeing a very small percentage of some of the stuff that goes on there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of reputable sellers. There's plenty of
I know one personally who's on there, and I would if I had children, I would
yeah.
I would trust him with my children. But they're out there. Problem is finding them and figuring that out.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, like me with eBay Live, I've only bought 3-4 cards. 2 or 3 of them were from ComC's. They do like baseball Tuesdays,
right,
basketball Wednesday, football Thursday. Like, they're cards that people send in for consignment. I mean, or not consignment, but they send in, and
yeah, they've got special like events.
Then you market it like, hey, I want to put this on this show or the Mixer show or whatever it might be.
Yeah, they don't just go out into their warehouse and pull cards out. Say, this would be a good one to do on this.
Right.
The seller has to say, yes, please do this in that format.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had decent success, but like the problem, like I hate being hyped up. I don't need you to tell me, chat, this card is, like.
Well, the good news is you're not doing it.
No.
You can let them make a fool out of themselves.
Right. I just, the nice thing with the ComC one on eBay Live is they list every single card that is going to be in that 2-hour, 3-hour show, whatever they're doing. So you can see what's upcoming. You can then right there go and find that card with eBay's new, insights for pricing. You can see what it's been going for, and like, sure, you might overpay a little bit here or there, but it's part of it's the entertainment factor of it too.
Sure. One other option that I've seen, and we talked about it before the show, is the Instagram story sale. Now, you have to have a lot of followers. These are people that have like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 followers, right? But what they'll do is they'll take pictures of like 20 cards, and they'll put them up as stories with the price on it. Now, stories last only 24 hours on the app. So there's that there. But if you have a card account that has 1,000 plus people, doing a story sale may not be a bad choice, because you can put whatever card you want up there for whatever price you want up there, and
So
these are people that follow you. They're going to be card collectors, probably, if it's your card account. You're connecting two card people. It's just,
Is that first come, first
Yep.
person to say, yep, I'll take it?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it's, what if somebody comes in and is like, well, I'll pay 20% more than that?
Depends on your personal level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Honor. Personally, I would send it to the first person that claimed it. And instead of taking it away from the person and trying to get as many human monies as you can possibly get.
Yeah. Okay. No, I've never seen one. I've never done one. I mean, that makes sense, but
Right.
I'm just curious on, okay, first one on there. So if you're on there constantly, very well could stumble upon something that's a really good deal before anybody else, just because you happen to be there first. And
Right. It wasn't a story sale, but it was somebody posted on their personal page an old breaker I used to use, but her husband grabs all the royals whenever she breaks on on Instagram, so I never get a chance to break with her anymore. But she was doing a sale, and I was able to pick up a salvie out of 25 for $10. Can't complain about that.
That's fair. All right. Gosh, I'm trying to rack my brain on other ways that I've seen but not used or not experienced.
Hey, if anyone else has anything that we've missed, like I said, Fanatics Live and selling cards to not only dealers but like to repackers or whatnot dealers, something like that. You do that. I sold plenty of cards back to my LCS. Not everyone has that option. There's not always a good LCS or an LCS at all in their area, but we happen to have two good options here in town.
That's not anything,
that I know of. I don't know. I haven't visited the one in Bellevue.
Yeah. I never thought about actually just taking like my box that's the $5 to $100, cards that I just can't. The Tristan, the Casas Stadium Club short print image variation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not really selling around here. First of all, he's injured. He hasn't really shown much.
Yeah, that's not a local card.
Yeah,
that is.
I've got a bunch of Boston cards. Connor Wong orange chrome to bookend 25 out of 25, or it's either the 1 of 25 or 25 of 25. Good looking card, but it's not going to sell around here. Yeah, so thanks for the listens. Thanks for the listens. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Thanks for listening. It's Dan. Sorry.
It's okay. We're very excited about our next show.
Yes, I forgot. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I put it. It's on the show notes, but I skipped over it at the beginning.
To be fair. We got into this pretty quickly.
Yeah. So
2 weeks from now.
Yes. For the next show, sorry, I'm losing it at the end of the show. The next show is going to be our 1 year or be our anniversary show. We are going to open our packs from the ton. With that, we would like to do kind of a mailbag question and answer sort of.
So I'm going to take a page out of Kyle and Wax Museum and just solicit questions from you folks on Instagram. So yes, follow us on Instagram, Brewer Baker Podcast, or email us if you hear this and have a question that you'd like to ask us. Ask us anything card related. It could be, what are your favorite sets? It could be, what don't you like? It could be, what's in your personal collection? It could be, I don't know. Anything you can think of.
Yeah.
That's card related.
What's your favorite cheap, dumb, funny card that you have that, no one else is going to be collecting, but you find humor in it. Like
sure.
That's
just as an example.
I love that. Yeah.
Ask us anything. I will solicit questions on Instagram probably 2 or 3 times the week before we start recording. And I will compile all those questions, and as we are opening cards, we will answer those. So please, I'll let nothing stopping you from doing it now. As soon as you listen to this, but I will have official posts on our page 2 or 3 times where I will solicit for those questions.
The Ginter box.
Oh, one other thing before we go. We need to thank somebody. Brian, and I'm blanking on his last name.
Rothmuller.
Rothmuller.
Yeah.
Yes. Brian
Sports
Rothmuller.
card
Sports card photographer. He sent us completely unsolicited, because we would never ask for gifts, as a thank you, and a little note that came with it. Hey, thanks for having me on your show. Let's do it again. He sent both of us a Bobby Witt Jr. Cyberstats out of 25 archives.
Yep.
So we both have one of those.
Yeah.
And he also sent us a Ginter blaster, which we have not opened yet, and we will open live on our anniversary show.
Yeah, we're going to split that, figure out a way, whether it's...
I don't know, just one you, and you just kind of go down the pile. And
we'd use the spinner, the wheel, and...
Just take the top one for you, the next one down for me. Just do it that way. No need to make it complicated.
No, it's got to be a game. That way it's completely random. You don't... No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, if that happens, you open 6 and I got 2. That's how that's going to work.
No. I was meaning, here's yours, spin it, pack whatever.
Okay.
That way.
I got you.
Yeah, that way you're not feeling for those framed autos or.
Ooh. Yeah, you got to figure those
relics.
Cards up. Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll make sure to bring my scale.
I mean, I'll just throw it on there and.
Ooh, this one's heavy. It's just a second mini.
Yeah. Dang it. Got 2 lighthouse cards in there. All right. I'm the brewer.
I'm the baker.
And thanks for listening.
That was the brewer and the baker of Baseball Card Podcast. Thanks for listening, and be excellent to each other.